Hello everyone. So today we will be solving the third problem of this contest, CodeForces 1090 Div 4. So let's read the problem. The problem is called the 67th permutation problem, and the problem states that you are given an integer n. You must construct a permutation of length n, 3n, such that if you partition the permutation into n contiguous blocks of 3 elements, the sum of the medians of the block is maximized. Right? More formally, you must construct a permutation P of length 3n such that the median is maximized. If there are multiple possible permutations P, then you need to output any of them. Right? So before understanding the problem statement, let's take this test case. The array is, wait a second, the answer for that array is this. Okay, I guess the screen got stuck at this point. Yes, so I will manually write it, no worries. The array answer is 524839716. All right, so let me open it. Right. Okay, so the array which was given to us was, the final answer for 3n array was 524 839 716. All right, now let's try to understand. They said that you need to block of 3 elements. You can take a block of 3 elements, and out of these the median will be the value that you will get. Right? So median of this element is, what is median? Median is, if you have an array of elements, right, median is the middle element if you sort it. Right? Middle element after sorting. Right? After sorting. Right? So in this case the sorted array will be 245. Right? In this case it will be 389, and in this case it will be 167. Right? So median from here is 4, from here it is 8, and from here it is 6. So 4 plus 8, 12 plus 6, 18. 18 is the final answer. Right? All right. So I hope the problem statement is clear to you, and what you need to do is you need to construct an array of 3n elements. Right? So let me write the tasks first. What are the tasks and what are we supposed to do? Right? So the first task is to construct 3n elements. All right, it should be a permutation. Right? It should be a permutation. All right, this also makes sense. And third point which was given to us, the median should be maximized. Right? Median is maximized. So the problem statement is summed up, or like the summary of the problem statement is this. Right? Now let me give you a brief hint of how you will be thinking of the solution. Right? So it is a basic easy problem. Right? If you think closely of it, now this problem is not that tough. Now let me make few suggestions before I jump into a solution. Right? So let's say if you had an element 189. Right? So let's say this was your 3 elements. Right? Now what will be the median over here? It will be 8. Right? Tell me one thing, can you make 9 as, if you had total 9 elements, can you make 9 as a median, means as answer any day? No, you can't. Right? But you can make 8 as the median. Right? I have showed you, you can use this and make 8 as a median. Right? Median. All right, let's say you had 2, means one thing is noticeably understandable, that you cannot make the largest element as your median. All right, so this makes sense. Right? because 9 will, after sorting, 9 will go to the last index and you can't make it, right? So you can make 8, you will try to make 8, right? Try to make 8, right? So in order to make 8, you need to have an element which is greater than 8, right? So what you can say, 9 cannot be the answer. Why not take 8 as the answer and keep it here, right? And as you have one option left, you can pick any element. For now, let's say I'm picking 1, right? Now you think, okay, 8 can be the answer. What is the next maximum element that you can pick? C. You need to maximize the sum, right? So you need to pick as large elements as possible, right? So next element is 7. Can you take 7, right? Let's say you had a 7, right? If you take a 7, right, any element which you are going to take will be at least smaller than 7, because you have already exhausted your 8 and 9, right? Now you have 7, and any element that you will pick will be at least less than 7, right? So it can be 6, right? So if you take 6, right, now this median 6 becomes a median, right? Means you can understand that 7 can also be never be median, right? 7 can never be median, but 6 can be, right? So try to maximize it, right? Try to take 8, now try to take 6, right? Now let's think of 5. Can 5 be a median? No, because if you put a 5, any element which is after in this 3 elements, if you want to pick, you can pick 4, right? But 4 will come in the center and you left with 3. So you can't make 5 as a median, but you can definitely make 4 as a median, right? So according to me, right, according to me, wait a second, let me erase these quickly, right? So what I've said, that let me show you the array which I got, right? First of all, you understood the observations which I tried to make, right? The observations which I made was 9 was not possible, right? But 8 was, right? Similarly, 7 was not possible, but 6 was, right? Similarly, 5 was not possible, but 4 was, right? So if you think of the, or if you try to remember the test case which we initially took, had the same elements, 8 plus 6 plus 4, right, which gave us 18, and that was our correct answer, right? So this logic makes sense. Now how will we build this array, right? How will we build this array, right? Now let me make you go through that as well, right? Wait a second. All right, let's be a bit patient, right? So what you can do is, you can place a 1 over here, right? And you need to place two very big elements, that is the maximum 8 and 9, right? Similarly, for the second array, you can place 2 over here. See, any small element you want, you can place 3 over here. Still that won't change the array, right? The answer will still be the same. You can place a 1 over here, and you can place 6 7 over here. The answer will still be the same, right? So first element doesn't matter. You can start with a 1 for your ease, right? Start with a 1. At this point, start with a 2, right? At this point, start with a 3, right? You got a 8, you got a 6, you got a 4, right? Now what you will do, means how will you implement this? Now this becomes implementation problem, right? I hope the logic behind this was clear, how we came to this point, right? So implementation is simple. Start will be 1, end will be 3 into n, right? So what I'm trying to say is, this is 0 index, this is 1, it is 2, right? This is 3, it is 4, it is 5. So what you can say is, if I modulo 3 is equal to 0, right? See, at this point index is 3, right? Let me mark it. It is 3, it is 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. So at every index which is divisible by 3, we are putting the start element, right? So what I am trying to say is, if I modulo 3 is 0, then use start, right? At that point in the answer array, pick the element start, which is starting from 1, right? Else put end, right? Now what happens is, what will happen if you put end at this place? Now let's say you started with 1, right? As I said, then you placed 9, then you placed 8, right? after sorting this, or after when you try to find the median of this array, it becomes 189 ultimately, right? So you don't need to take care of those things that will ultimately fall into its place, right? So that's the whole logic of the statement, right? uh, I have written the code for it as well, but unfortunately I'm not able to see. Wait a minute, I will quickly change this. um, I hope the code is there because I have written just now. Anyways, it must be saved at this places. Alright, so what I'm trying to do is, I have taken a start which starts from 1 and at 3 end, right? If I modulo 3 is 0, then push the start and do a start plus plus, like we started with 1, and at 0th index we will put 1 and do start plus plus, else answer dot pushback end and end minus minus, and after that we are simply printing it, right? I hope the logic is clear to you. If not, let me quickly do just a small dry run for you, just in case if it was not like understandable or the code was not clear to you, right? If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments. I will be more than happy to help you out. Let's quickly look at it now. So we will start with start at 1, right, and end is at 9, right? When we are at 0th index, I will put 1, start becomes 2, right? Similarly, when you went to 1th index, your I modulo 2 is not equal, I modulo 3 is not equal to 0, so you will put 9, then 2, you will put 8, like 8, 9 becomes 8, 8 becomes 7, and when you came at 3, this is the I modulo 3 equal to 0th index, so you put a 2 over here and you do start is equal to 3, and now the next value at 4 comes 7, at 5 comes 6, at 6 comes start becomes 3, so you put 3, right, and so on and so forth. And now if you see, if the blocks of 3 elements, the median at this point will be 189, which is ultimately 8. At this point, if you look at it, it is 267 and the median is 6. So I hope the logic was clear to you. Why we did that was also might be clear to you, right? So the time complexity of this problem was big of n, right, and space complexity is big of 1, as we are storing the answer. So you can say big of n, but that is not the extra space that you have used that space for just to create your answers, right? So that is ultimately big of 1 only, right? So this was the overall problem statement, right? I will put the codes in the comments. Feel free to ask